unit of the mission. The Death Star does have a strong defense mechanism. It's a trap!
I love Barbados. Love it with all my heart. It's a Bajan through and through. But one of the things that I have a big issue with is this idea of Bajans being docile. And Bajans, like, them is always say Bajans ain't gonna do nothing. So whenever anything happens, it's always like, man, Bajans ain't gonna say nothing. Let me just let it happen. And that for me comes from this really imperialist understanding of what Barbadian identity is. And like that was enforced on people, and there was like the myth of like only the good slaves got to come to Barbados, whatever good slaves means, and whatever that means. And yeah, all that kind of stuff. So people have internalized that to become almost a self-fulfilling prophecy. I know too many Bajans who, when foolishness go down, just make a fuss, they miss kicks, they miss work hard, and it's just one of those things that if we continue to digest that, that's going to end up being our reality.
I just call it the kitchen countertop, where we do talk in the kitchen, close the door, shut the blinds, and only see the problems there, especially when it comes to the government and what's not. And then when we come out, is like, okay, we can just accept all the stuff. Yeah. You know, basically happened to us.
For example, like we just got an increase on taxes up to 10% from 2%. And a lot of Bajans are riled up and they're sick of it and they're tired, understandably. We have the potential to go further. It's just that people, if you continue saying that that's all we're going to do, then that's all we think we can do.
Customer service is a problem for me. I don't like it. That's my issue.
They have this thing with local and this colorism thing. So the lighter you are, the better treatment you will get. And they automatically assume that you got money. Yeah, you got money or you're from far overseas.
My partner, he's a fellow with lots. So we look like a rent-a-rasta couple, right? And we know that. We just make kicks about it all the time. And there was one time we were ordering a pizza and the woman was looking past my boyfriend, you know. That's like he got as much money as me, not a lot. And he was like looking at him like, hello. And the woman is looking past me. And then I get to the counter and I'm like, hello. And she's just like, oh, hi, good afternoon. I can help you. And I'm just like, and my boyfriend just comes in like, yeah, I want to order pizza. And I did. And that's the thing, like you know where it comes from.
With the Miss Universe Barbados, when she won, a lot of people were on Facebook saying, a lot of black people saying basically she can't represent us, she's not black, she's not Barbadian. And I was like, so being Barbadian or Bajan means black? Like that should not, the color of our skin should not represent who we are nationally.
A lot of the white Bajan narrative is that you go to certain schools or you have certain friends. There's kind of this elitist attitude. There's known to be a lot of money in the white Bajan community. I saw a blog post the other day about this white guy who was trying to come to grips with his identity and was kind of reaching for oppression. And I think we need to be careful if we are white looking or white in the Caribbean, because just because we're the minority doesn't mean that we are an oppressed people. And that is often the disconnect. A lot of the white community think, oh my God, they think I have money, so they charge me extra for this, and that equals oppression. And I'm like, that's not what equals oppression.
For me, because I went to a primary school where they're like half black, half white. And after we did 11 plus and we went to our different schools, if I see any of the white children, they don't speak to me, they don't acknowledge me. And it's just weird because I was just sleeping over at your house. Why you want to do me like that? Yeah. And then there are those black children, this sounds weird, that hang out with the white children, majority, but then they don't want to speak to the black children either because they're hanging out with the white children.
Coming from an Indian mother and a black father, it was hard, especially in primary school, because the black people were like, you're not black
enough. Not black enough
to be with us. They have the Indian people saying, you're not Indian enough to be with us. And then the white people like, you haven't got none of
like, no.
Just stop.
Like, remove.
So then I was like, okay, well, I don't know where I belong.
I think I'm just going to be an artist. Yeah.
So I was just like, I mean, in a way, it helped me to find more of who I was from a young age.
It's true.
But it was sad because they even had teachers telling me that. I remember I went to school one day with my hair cornrow in primary school. And other black children had their hair cornrow. And my principal called me in the office and said, Christian, you need to undo that. I said, why? You're not a nigger.
No.
Having that told to me, I was like, huh? What?
Another thing, like, with the Barbadian culture, I find that we're very permissive. Like we look a lot for permission, and we ask a lot for permission, as opposed to like taking things that belong to us.
Yeah.
The march that we did for Life in Leggings.
Yeah.
We had to go through so much permission to ask to hold a march. This wasn't a riot. This wasn't like a protest. Well, it kind of was, but it wasn't like a protest against any government party or anybody in particular. We weren't antagonizing a person. We were antagonizing a mindset, and or at least deconstructing the mindset. And we had to go through so much permissions. And I'm just like, that's what we do though. We tell Bajans that we have to forever be asking for permission to go to the bathroom, to drive the car, to whatever. And that will be the way in which that minority maintains the power. I find our reliance on the tourism industry to be, again, almost neo-colonialist, because once again we're looking outwards to find our sustainability, and that in itself is problematic. Like we're looking for someone else to be our leaders. We have to cater to somebody else's tastes and styles and all that kind of stuff without really paying attention to our own, or investing in our own culture, or investing in our own productivity and possibility.
If we just buy more of our stuff and we support our local produce and allow people to go into Cheapside Market, Oystins, the Six Men, even Spice itself has its own beautiful locally owned businesses by a lot of people who actually live in the north. And when I heard that they wanted to build a cashew-less up there, I was like, for what reason? It goes back to this idea that anything from outside is better.
It's better.
I guess,
The better life outside. So anything coming from North America, from Europe, from China, from Australia, wherever, is better than what we have here.
Which is exactly why I say it's neo-imperialist and neo-colonialist, because again we're getting this idea, and Eurocentric, we're getting this idea that something that's European-centered is a lot better than our Caribbean-centered identity.
Yeah.
Sunday morning going to church is a big thing.
Yeah.
And when you're not a Christian or a part of a Christian denomination, you get something, you get some heat. Also, church is really integrated into the school system, so you have a morning assembly where you have to pray.
You go to church for your
go to church
services, for Ash Wednesday, for Easter,
everything.
for Christmas.
And if you ask to be
Independence.
excused from the church service, or from the assembly, and just be like, because I remember being that person who was like, can I not attend the service? Can I just come in for the notifications? And I'll just be outside, like I'll hang out with the Muslim kids, we'll be cool, like it'll be all right, just send us in a second. And they were like, no, you have to stay here. And I was like, oh, but I don't
once
understand.
you weren't Muslim, then you don't get excuse.
You don't get that excuse, and it's just like, So it's very much a part of the culture. It's heavy.
The budget that just went, you had the Democratic Labour Party who is insisting that the BLP does not have a Christian moral standard because of their leader,
who is rumored to be, or who is rumored to have had same-sex relationships. And that's the thing. So we already, there's even been plastered posters on the side, like, don't vote for BLP because they will legalize same-sex marriage. And it's like, we're holding on to a rumor, and we're also holding on to this idea that we think that's what they're going to do.
That's not the main agenda.
Of course
There's
not.
so many different things that the LGBTQ community wants. That
trust me,
that's
marriage is the very last thing. we got a long way to go before we get to marriage. Homophobia is a big problem we face here in Barbados. And we think that just because nobody's shooting up batty men or stabbing up bullers, then it's not really that present. But when you're inside the community, you know that these people are still attacked anyway. People from the queer community, there was a stabbing earlier this year, and it's things like that that don't get as far as the papers because there's no point bringing this up. Or if it is brought into the papers, it's scandalized and it's like, oh my God, this gay person got what's coming to it. We even had last year or year before, there was in a gossip section in our newspaper, putting in Souls, there was a story of corrective rape. And one, they misgendered the person, and they were talking basically about, it was like a gossip column, and they were like that there was this woman who dresses like a man, so she feels she's a man, and she got drunk, and then this guy come and do X, Y, and Z, and now But I glad because she get what to come into she, or he get what to come into he, because he had some male medicine. And you're just sitting there and being like, this is absolute trash. This is in one of our biggest newspapers, the Nation newspaper. This is in one of our biggest newspapers. This was published, and there was such an outlet, like an outcry again online, being like, you need to apologize, you need to take it down. No, it was taken down, and the apology was left wanting because they don't consider the queer community to be a group of people worthy of apology.